Hello everyone, what's up? Prince15 here with another video review. Today I'm taking a look at LEGO Marvel Superheroes set number 76218, the Sanctum Sanctorum from Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga, because I would specify it to one movie, but it's really kind of from a bunch. But the box says Multiverse of Madness on it, but it doesn't really appear in its usual form. Anyway, you know. So yeah, here is the big set, but first we're going to take a look at the big old box just to get it out of the way so I can put it on the floor, because it does kind of take up a whole lot of room. So yes, here we have the Sanctum box, and I really kind of wish that they had made this a little smaller just for review purposes here, because oh my gosh, this is probably, it's like, in terms of sheer height, this is probably the biggest Lego box I've ever gotten. I've had some really wide ones before, but never one this big. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is of course a Lego set. Surprise, surprise. It's for ages 18 and up. That's just a suggestion. I have to put that on there, but yeah, I'd like to see an 8-year-old build this thing. 76218. It is almost 3,000 pieces, 2,708 pieces. It's a built-in toy in several different languages. There's a nice several things here on the back. Is that? I think that's maybe a. Oh no, that's an Iron Man helmet. I was about to say that looks like the back of C-3PO's head, but never mind. So yeah, of course, this is Marvel related. Here is the box and everything. You can see the minifigures on top. It's from the Infinity Saga. It's the Sanctum Sanctorum minifigures and stuff. All right, shifting it around this way. This is from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I guess, if you want to count that. It does include elements from that, but it also includes elements from Infinity War. It is a modular building, as you can see there. It's got rooms and stuff and all these different things. Hey, look at that. That's how big it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. Now I'm going to remove it because it takes up room. So there it is down in the floor, and we'll just scooch this right back into position. So here we have the Sanctum Sanctorum, Doctor Strange's house, basically, if you want to put it in simple terms. And this thing is really cool. I really like this thing. So this is the second modular building that Marvel has now done in Lego. The first one was the Daily Bugle, which I was really considering getting, but then I saw how much taller it was compared to all my other modular buildings, and it would just look a little strange. That was unintentional. Honestly, that was unintentional. But yeah, I just thought it being so big compared to the others, it would look out of place. But then they released this, and it's much more in scale with the other modular buildings, which I'll show off later. And so I just, I couldn't really help myself. I probably would have waited for like Christmas or something, but with the way the supply chain issues have been the last couple of years and things selling out quickly, I didn't really want to wait that long. And, it's like, this is probably something I need to get now. So that way, if I want it, I need to get it now instead of waiting and potentially missing out on it, because that was the problem with the Bugle. I probably would have gotten that a whole lot sooner too, but at this point, I don't think I want to get it because of it's back in stock now. But then this thing came along, because it all kind of worked out. But so yeah, we'll just go ahead and do a quick 360 here of the entire model. A lot of different things going on here, and oops, you get back in there. Lots of different details, which we'll take a look at here in a moment. But yeah, overall, a very, very nice version of the Sanctum. I feel like this was translated pretty well into cutesy blocky brick form. TM. It looks like the Sanctum, but I think it just translated very, very well in this form. So really quick, there are a huge swath of minifigures to get to, and I've pretty much got all of them on the outside, with the exception of, I think, main Doctor Strange himself, which we'll get to him when we actually get into the interior. But we'll go ahead and start off with all the minifigures listed here. So here we have Ebony Maw from Infinity War. This is a new version of him that we didn't see in the original Sanctum Sanctorum set. That was the $100 smaller playset that came out with Infinity War. He does not have leg printing this time around. I think his chest is slightly different, and the head is new as well, I'm pretty sure. So he's meh. He's whatever. I never really cared for the Black Order when it came to Thanos' goons, just because we didn't really get that much time with them. They were introduced in one movie and killed off, and then they were brought back in the second movie because it was them earlier in the timeline, and they were killed off again. I kind of wish that we had gotten them sprinkled in here and there to build up Thanos, but you know what? The MCU is already packed with characters as it is, so maybe it's not that big a deal. So here we have Sinister Strange. This is the evil Doctor Strange from that dead universe. Very, very nice printing here. You could almost, with the exception of the fact that the colors are a little more muted, you could almost use this for like Doctor Strange without the Cloak of Levitation on. He does have a double-sided face with his third eye there, so looking very spooky. And back up there. Let's go to the top here. Keep going with our villains, and so here we have Baron Mordo. I'm pretty sure this is his Multiverse of Madness design. So I do like the way that they've done the magics, the magic things, where you know, they just hold it's just these little plates there. It's like, yeah, I think that works out very well. It maintains the effect, and since it's clear, it kind of, unless you're looking at it, really does look like the things are just kind of hovering. So I love his hairpiece. His hairpiece is really cool. I don't know if they've used it anywhere before or if it's new and exclusive to this set, but the hairpiece, very nice. I really like the hairpiece. So there he is, looking a little grouchier. So yeah, Baron Mordo. Go ahead and put him back up there. And then here we have a surprise, to be sure, is Zombie Strange. I did not think that they would get away with spoilers for Multiverse of Madness, by the way, but I mean at this point. Yeah, I can't believe they got away with putting Zombie Strange in the set. That's one of those things, that's up there with like Ghost Rider and Punisher of I can't believe we have a minifigure of this guy, just because it seems to kind of go against Lego's general you know, kid-friendly appeal and everything. It's just, and I know they've made like Lego zombies before, but they've always been like the most PG zombies imaginable, where this, you know, this guy in the films, like he's, if it wants to focus in, and I mean, you can kind of see a little bit where you can kind of see his cheek is disintegrating and stuff. Is like, does he have a, hold on. He does, all right, so he does not have a double-sided face. I couldn't remember if he did or not, but body printing's really good. But I just could not believe that they did Zombie Strange and they actually included him in the set. That was just, I just couldn't believe that. So here we have Wong, everyone's favorite new Sorcerer Supreme. Looks pretty good. No leg printing, which is a little unfortunate, but yeah, it's Wong. It's a decent Wong. I mean, I think he could like have a little bit more hair on his face based on the goatee that Benedict Wong has been sporting in like his last 2-3 appearances. Because this is after She-Hulk episode 3, so he's in that. So he definitely has more facial hair in that. But so yeah, it's Wong. Pretty simple minifigure. I'm almost a little disappointed with Wong's design. Because he's definitely had more extravagant outfits before, and that one's just a little bit simple, but oh well. So then, here we have the Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, with her little hex powers here. Again, no leg printing. I don't know what it is with a lot of these minifigures not having leg printing when versions of these guys from other waves or other sets do have leg printing. Like I know for a fact this version of Wanda has leg printing in other sets that she's in, but not here. So, oh well, I guess I feel kind of like I was cheaped out of a really good Scarlet Witch figure here. With I mean, everything above the waist is really good, but it's just the fact that the legs don't have printing on it. It's just a little disappointing. But I do love her little M hairpiece there. That looks really good. And then, of course, she can look very scary So just put her back on there, and we'll get to that part of the build later. And so then here we have Spider-Man, and this is a new Spider-Man too. This is of course, it's based on the Civil War, Homecoming, Infinity War design of the Stark suit, but this is the most intricately detailed version we have, and I don't have any previous versions to compare, but I've seen comparison shots on the internet, and it's like he's got new leg printing and stuff, and this is just a gorgeous minifigure. He's got arm printing, which I don't know if the other versions had, I can't remember, but this is just a really, really good looking version of the Stark suit Spider-Man, and I'm glad I didn't get any of the, I've been kind of kicking myself in the past for not getting any of the Stark suit Spider-Man figures from Homecoming or anything like that, because I really like that version of the suit, but this is probably the best one they've made, so you know it totally works out that this is that now I've got this one, and it's probably the best one. So how about that? It's Spider-Man. So just put him right back here. Maybe. There we are. And then last but not least, we come to Iron Man. So this is, I'm pretty sure it's the Mark 50 Iron Man suit. And so, I mean, the body is actually a new print, because let me get the other Mark 50 here that I have from the Iron Man Hall of Armor. As you can see, obviously they're based on the same suit, but there are some slight differences in the printing, which I found interesting that they actually went through the trouble to make a new print instead of just repeating the old one, because I mean the differences are so small. It's like, why would you bother with the new print? But oh well. I mean, looks good, but so. But of course, the big difference here is that you do get the new Iron Man helmet with the Mark 50, and I think so. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I love this piece here. When they introduced this piece back in 2012, when LEGO Marvel Superheroes first started, I thought this was just a perfect way to do Iron Man. It looks like it fits the minifigure form and all of that, and honestly, I think it was just done pretty much perfectly. But now we come to this new one, and for the Mark 50, I think, ooh, what was that? Oh, I just kicked open the lid to my Lego bucket underneath the table here. Oops. Anyway, but I feel like for the Mark 50, this new helmet piece works. But for like any of the other armors, because like there is that newer Hall of Armor set that's out, because I guess Lego can't, now that they've done one, they can't help themselves with the Hall of Armor sets. Now there's that new one coming out, and all the Iron Man helmets have this new piece, and I just don't like it. I feel like it's for like I said, for this one it works because of the way that the helmet piece looks in the movie. But for like some of the older ones and stuff, I feel like it's too tall and lanky, and honestly, like I said, it works for this guy, but I don't like the printing on the helmet. I feel like it doesn't quite stretch as far as it needs to. Like, you can see here that there's all this real estate on the piece here. I feel like they could have stretched it out a little bit more, and it just feels flat, which I think works for the Mark 50, because I don't honestly really like the Mark 50. I'm one of those people that doesn't like the nanotech as much as the old, gigantic pieces. Like I think we peaked at like the Mark 46. I think it is from Civil War. I think that's probably one of my favorite Iron Man armors from the MCU. But so I'm not a big fan of the nanotech. But there's just so much more. There's just so much more room where they could have stretched that face out a little bit more, and maybe they tried to do that and they tested it, and it looked too stretched out or something. I don't know, but it just seems flat and two-dimensional. Where with the original guy here, with the other helmet piece, there's molding in here, so you see all of you don't have that problem where it seems flat and two-dimensional. It looks like it really looks like it's a molded big chunk of armor or something there. So while the design overall is, if they were to do it for this armor alone and stop, or do it for the Mark 50 onward and keep this for the other suits or something, that might work. But I just don't really care for this new helmet piece at all. I think a lot of people do like this helmet piece. I am not one of those people. So typical Tony Stark face underneath. I think it's the exact same one that I even showed off a second ago when I opened it up. So, I mean, the back of it looks nice and everything, but I mean, I just don't really care. I mean, look how flat that looks. I mean, that's just, there's no, it being so flat, I just don't like that compared to this, where it's just the fact that all of that's molded in, where this is a flat piece that they basically just put a print on. I mean, which one of these looks better to you? You can make your own decisions based on that, but yeah, I really do prefer the old one. But you know, I mean, it still looks good, and I didn't get the set for this, so it's not really. This is just basically a oh cool. I guess I have the new helmet piece, but I don't really care. So there we are. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the minifigures, except for Doctor Strange himself. Like I said, we will get into that when we get into the building. But first, before we get into the building itself, I do want to take a look at some of the details around the exterior before we get to the interior. So of course, if we move this up a little bit, squeaky squeak. Of course, we have the iconic Sanctum Sanctorum big window there. So you can kind of sort of see inside it. You can see like some of the light coming through in the gaps. You have a whole bunch of windows here. So it's like, and it's a little deceiving, which I think is fitting for the Sanctum, is that it looks like there's 4 stories here, because you have the ground floor, second floor, third floor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fourth floor. But it's only the 3 sections, where it's the roof and then the second section in the bottom. So it looks like that, you know, maybe you'd be able to cut this off here, but now this is one section. So I think that was kind of clever in the way they did that. We'll go ahead and bring this down just a little bit, and you know what, I think probably don't even need to bother doing that, because I think it'll be easier if we get in close like this. So I mean, there's just a couple of little details here. So I mean, there's the little card that from Thor Ragnarok that Strange left after he sucked in Loki. We have the Law Times with a little Black Widow thing on there. Would have been, they probably had to do this because of rights issues and stuff, but it would have been really cool if that was a Daily Bugle box instead, to go with the other modular. Oopsie, knocked over the fire hydrant. Back on there, yeah. There's a little keep out sign there. Move this around. There's stickers galore on this set, which kind of irks me, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So there's a shawarma thing, a Shield poster, Darcy's dog walk, which is fun, and then there's just some random graffiti, followed by the 10 rings just ominously being there amongst the graffiti. Then up here we have a new exhibit, Captain America, the living legend and symbol of courage, at the Brixtonian Museum of New York. And this is the side. So yeah, that's pretty much it for like all the kind of smaller details. Now, one of the things I do love about this is that this is a modular building, where even some of the details are modular. So for instance, this piece here, which is, you know, supposed to be emulating the sling ring. It's like I had it in there that way, so that way it can be connected to the other modular buildings, because when you have it like that, then that sticks out and it won't sit flush. So I have that right there, and that where it is for display purposes. But that's not actually how the instructions say you do this. What the instructions prefer is that you put, I always forget, you gotta go top. There we go. So you got that thing there, and then this goes, if it wants to work, there we go. And then that thing goes in there. And then you have a little area with the time stone and the book of whatever that was stolen at the beginning of the first Doctor Strange movie. So the Book of Cagliostro, I think it is. That sounds right. So yeah. Then you got the sling ring into the library museum area there, and so this is kind of how they want you to do it based on the instructions. But of course, if you're going to put some other modulars on there, then you can't have Tentacle Boy off to the side there. So now we'll go ahead and we'll start taking a look at the interiors. I think we'll go top down. So just scooch that back. And we'll grab the roof. So here we have the rooftop. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's a rooftop. You've got some smokestacks and stuff. Maybe I think this is just supposed to be a plant, but you could totally say that's Baby Groot if you wanted to say that's Baby Groot in there. Obviously, there's not really much crossover between the Guardians and Doctor Strange with the exception of Infinity War, so it wouldn't really make sense for that to be Baby Groot, but, if you wanted it to be. It's your toy. You can say it's Baby Groot if you want to say it's Baby Groot. So just take off the roof here, and then we can take a look inside. So here we have, and then you can also remove that to get a better look inside. So here's kind of the archive museum room of the Sanctum, and you've got some different artwork and stuff. So like there's the umbrella that's supposed to be Thor's hammer in Mjolnir in disguise. You got some portraits of, I'm assuming that it kind of looks like Mordo, but I suppose since he has the Eye of Agamotto, that could be Agamotto himself. So just some various things on the walls. And then there's a scroll in the chest. So then of course this is the opening to the big staircase Doctor Strange walks up to be all dramatic and stuff. And then if I want to show this off, and here's the it would maybe help if I actually had if I was actually going to be putting this on correctly. And there we go. There we go. Now it fits better. So, and this is what it looks like if you have that removed. So, and I think we can even put this back on So, we'll just pop that back on right there. Bob's your uncle. So, move the top off to the side. And now we'll grab this section here. So then here is the middle part here. And so this is something I really thought was cool, is that for these kind of sideways battles and stuff, they actually put little those 1x1 bricks that had the little hole in them. They put those in there, and then here, let me move Wong to kind of show it off. And then it's like, I've never seen these pieces before. I don't know if they're new or if they've been around for a little while and I've just never seen them before. But it's just a small little clear piece that kind of has, that you can kind of twist around and put in there, and it can totally be removed if you don't want it on there. I feel like at first I thought I'd just take all these minifigures and put them with the rest of my Marvel collection, but I do actually kind of really like the look of all of them hanging out and doing stuff around the Sanctum. So, Wong, come on. So, and here's a better look at Mr. Tentacle Face here. So, should go ahead and put that down, raise this up a little bit more. Tilt it down, be easier to see in. So yeah, here is the second floor. Got a lot of stuff going on here. Some more artwork. I think that's the ancient one there. You got some bits of paper. So there's an apple. There's the Cloak of Levitation down there. This is a library section. Now, for some strange reason, there's this little section here that's blocked off, and this is why I think it's really strange, is that you'd have to remove like this and really have to do, because like this is all stuck in here because of how it's built. But there's like a cup behind there. I'm pretty sure it's a cup, like a coffee cup or something like that, that is just hidden behind there, that there is no way to access that, and it's not supported. It's not like they're using that piece to support something or anything. I don't really understand why they have that back there, but they do, and it befuddles me. Because, like, I mean, it's stuck back there. You're not being able to access it or anything. So I don't know why they did that. So, oop, Spidey, no. I'll fix that in a minute. So, a little chair area here, some more stuff. And then this is one of the cool things I like, is that, so here we've got a door, opens up, and then there's the dark dimension, which don't want to go there, so we're gonna shut the door. So, move Spider-Man out of the way. Then you got these sections here, which I suppose are supposed to be like radiators or something. So we'll just slide that one over. Then come back around to here. Open up the door again. And then there's the Sahara Desert. And then I won't bother showing it again because you get the idea. Move the other one into place. And then there is the Himalayas. If it wants to focus, there we go, the Himalayas. Now, annoyingly, stickers. So as you can see, that sticker is not centered very well, and then there's just a lot of white space off to the side there, and I should have, realizing what they were doing, I should have moved it, over a little bit more, but it's stickers, it's Lego stickers, what are you gonna do? It's, I bring it up every time. I just don't understand stickers. Just print it for Pete's sake. Anyway, so now one complaint I do have about the building techniques on some of this is that to kind of get this shape or this aesthetic feel for on the windows here, is that they do have these pieces which you see all the time, but they're only connected to the one thing. So they are pretty easy to come off, and you can like move. They do move pretty easily. So it's like you may be looking around and it's like you could find a set of these that are a little crooked or something. So that just kind of gets my OCD going just a teensy bit, where it's like, come on, you couldn't figure out how to make those stay in just a little easier. So anyway, put that back on there. And then here we come to the final level here in the main room, and we'll take a look at our final minifigure, Doctor Strange himself in his Multiverse of Madness design, which honestly, I love his Multiverse of Madness costume. Very, very colorful. It looks very nice. And so he's got his magic spells ready to go. A nice rubbery cloak of levitation, which is different from what they'd used in the past where it was cloth. He does have a double-sided face here, and honestly, this looks hysterical. And I don't know if, okay, here we go. Because that's the problem. The cloak of levitation does make it kind of difficult to move his head around. Come on. There we go. There we go. So now we've got a more stern-looking Doctor Strange, Stern Strange. So, and I'd like to just put him right on the top of the staircase, like so. So then, yeah. So then here's the interior and just a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, so there's some pizza boxes there. That says Wong stuff. There's a little travel map to Comertage, an X-ray of Strange's hands, which is knocked over Ebony Maw. There you go. Here, it's going to be easier if I disconnect it. There we go. So, just a lot of nice little, a picture of Strange and Wong in the Himalayas. So yeah, overall, just very, very nice looking interior. And then I'll get us down to ground level here. Hang on just a second. Just lower this down. Scooch it up a tad, and then we can open up the doors, and then there is the staircase. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for... And then, oops, there went Sinister Strange. This is the one downside of having that minifigures basically all over the place, is that you gotta move something and then they all end up getting bumped and falling off. So go ahead and put this back. And it being a modular building, it just all clicks back into place. So, yeah. So yeah, there we have the Sanctum Sanctorum. Honestly, this was a perfect choice to make a modular building out of. I really, 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 really love this thing. I already loved modular buildings because of the, oh, hey, I've got a Lego city now, cool. But adding this, and also it's a corner piece, so that's helpful for those of you that want corner pieces out there for your modular cities. It just works. Also based on what the building is, it's a magic palace basically, and it's got all the other dimensional rooms and stuff. I mean, the fact that it's a modular building is just perfect for that. So yeah, I don't really have too much more to say about this, except we will show off how it looks connected to other modular buildings. So to do that, I must switch some things around here. Put that there. And then, of course, put that in backwards so that way it can connect. So here we have building right there. And then I will grab, just for ease of comparison, here we have the bookshop. Just go ahead and connect that right in there. And so then, yeah, so there we have the bookshop connected to Iron Man's wiggling about. Hold still. So then, yeah, there's how it looks all connected. Looks really nice. But then, of course, since this is a corner piece, that's not the only way it can connect. So let's move this. Actually, I haven't done this before, so this will be interesting to see how this looks. I think I'm going to have to move Mr. Tentacle Face. Yeah. All right, come here, Mr. Tentacle Face. Move off to the side. And then that should just click in there, maybe. Okay, here's something I'm probably going to have to do. Probably going to have to remove that from there and plug it in down there. I have to do this sometimes, otherwise they don't go in. I don't know why this works the way it works, but it does. So, okay, see, yeah, see, I already made. Oh, I pulled it back out. I've knocked a tree over. Okay, here, I'm gonna disassemble some of this really quick so I can get. Nope. I'm going to end up destroying these, trying to get them to click together. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Here was the issue. This was the issue. It was not wanting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. Okay. So I'll just keep that. I'll just keep that right there where I have it now. Oh, and I guess. Okay, so word to the wise is that the bookshop, I guess, was not the best choice of comparing these because I was able to click that back into place. Come on. Stop being difficult. You're on camera. Okay, there we go, finally. And we'll give the kid his plane back. So yeah. So maybe the bookshop wasn't the best to test out this side of it, but now we do have a little alleyway going on back there. I mean, it is kind of a big gap between the buildings here. So depending on how you want things to look, maybe choose your buildings wisely. If there's another corner piece or something, or something that has a little bit more going off to the side there, because it does really just kind of stop as one kind of flat thing. But you're probably not going to be looking at it from that perspective. It's probably going to be more from this perspective, and looking at it from here, it works. It definitely works from that way. So yeah, there we have. Just remove these again. Put them back into place. Not that I'm going to really ever have it like that. Oh, come on. There you go. Put Mr. Tentacle Face back in. Boop. I've removed the roof of the bookshop. So slide that back over there. And yeah, there we have the Sanctum Sanctorum and everything it can do. And then also just for funsies, if you wanted to know, here's all of the. That's my pile of extra pieces, because you always get extra pieces whenever you build a Lego set. Modular buildings are definitely no exception, and boy, are there a lot of them. Some of them are like extra effects pieces for like the wizard stuff, but then others are just like, here's an extra sand green tile and a tooth. So, but honestly, you know, it could be a whole lot worse. There could have been a whole lot more extra pieces. But yeah, so that's the Sanctum Sanctorum. I really like this set. This set is really cool. It's of course a very iconic Marvel location, done in Lego. I think very well. And you know, I think it surprised me when they announced this and I saw that it was coming out, but I don't know why, because just thinking about it, this is such a no-brainer of a modular to do. It was like, oh, of course they do the Sanctum, because it's such an iconic Marvel location, and you know, of course, it's a magic house, and it totally makes sense that you know, even for what modulars are, is that you can take the pieces off and everything. It's like it totally fits a magic house. So, and you know, them being able to kind of include like 3 movies in one kind of here, because we've got stuff from the first Doctor Strange, we got stuff from Infinity War, and then we've got stuff from Multiverse of Madness. So I mean, you know, kind of being able to, well, and also, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could even then count it as 4 if you bring in like the Far From Home / No Way Home Spidey minifigure and swap them out for the Infinity War Spidey, and then you could have like 4, because you know, Spider-Man visits Doctor Strange and stuff in No Way Home, of course, obviously. Spoilers for the 3 of you out there that haven't seen that movie that made $1 billion. So yeah, so just really cool building. A very nice addition to your modular city. If you want to add it, of course, like I said earlier, it's a corner piece, so it's a nice. I think it works really well as a corner piece. That's honestly the thing that really got me to get this, is that it was a corner piece, because I saw the Bugle was back in stock. I was like, oh, maybe I should get the Bugle. Oh, that's really kind of big compared to the others. And then I saw the Sanctum. I was like, oh wait, but hold on, isn't this a corner piece? Yes, it is a corner piece. So I didn't have a corner piece, so now I have a corner piece. So it just looks really good with the Lego City, and unlike the Bugle, if you remove like all of the minifigures and you just put it with your other Lego City stuff, and someone's walking around it and just looking at it, they don't really know much about Marvel or anything. It's like, this is like the one most obvious telltale thing that this is, you know, superhero Marvel related. Otherwise, it looks like just an ordinary building with just a big circular window. So it blends in very nicely, where the Daily Bugle, it's got like, you know, television screens with J. Jonah Jameson's face on it and stuff. So yeah, so on top of just being a great set, it will also blend into your city very well. And for those that know, they know. It's like, oh, hey, cool, it's the Sanctum Sanctorum. So yeah, this is a really cool set. I really like it a lot. If you're into modular buildings, I would certainly recommend it. If you're looking to play with it, you know, like I said, the ages 18 and up, that's just a suggestion. They have to put that on there. But, you know, this is going to be one of those things. And I don't know how much joy an 8-year-old would get out of this. The playset Sanctum that came out with Infinity War is probably the better bet. This is more visually impressive, but this is not a playset like that was. So, you know, so the 18 and up, you know, it's not often that I agree with, you know, gatekeeping with age brackets of toys, because that would just be hypocritical of me. But with modular buildings, that is like the one thing, that is the one area where I, with Lego and toys, I will kind of go, it's like, yeah, this is just kind of for the adults. Because it's got a lot of cool Marvel minifigures and stuff, but there's just not really any play features here for kids to enjoy, like the play set from the Infinity War wave. But if you are an adult collector and you are 18 plus and you want to add this to your modular city, it would be a very, very nice addition. So that'll be it for this review. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.